here today to speak to Arthur Francis at the West Indian Carnival Society, and we're trying to find out information about this community, young people, unemployment, education, and what the community is doing to help itself. This is Arthur Francis. This is where all the beautiful costumes are created.
Some of these, you help them afterwards.
Yeah.
But they recovered it.
The king. Chalala.
Something like this on a party. It's carnival is fun.
Exactly, it's fun.
What we do is celebrating our forefathers from slavery. That's what it's all about.
What do you think the issues of youth unemployment are in this community?
I think it mainly boils down to being very racist, and I'll be quite frank with you. I've spent years and years fighting racism in education. See, once ago, it was open, it's institutionalized. Instead of getting the black teachers who came here from the Caribbean into teaching in the classes, they didn't want them. And up to now, they still don't want them. 10 years ago, you had 7 black youngsters graduate as teachers in Leeds. And no school in Leeds hired not one of them. In fact, there's one of them who went down to London, and she's a head in London now. We set up many groups to take on the education department, and it's a serious battle. But even the last one that we did, we set up a group of community action for education. But the problem was so enormous.
Francis, you're saying that the issue is starts with education.
Of course it is. This is where you prepare people.
We know that you work with the carnival, the West Indian Carnival community. What is it that your organization or your community is doing to help remedy this problem with the education system?
Well, I'll tell you what. We have a steel orchestra, a school of steel pan upstairs, yeah? And music is a very powerful tool. And most of the youngsters who come to learn to play the steel pan, coming out with 10 and 15 GCSEs. We had youngsters who came to us who was dyslexic. And in this country, you damn well know, if you mean dyslexic, you've been written off academically. And 2 of them, they came out with 7 GCSEs. One of them now is at London University and one at Sheffield University. Because you walk through this door, and I find we have a way of harnessing some of this potential. There's no one born silly. A child is like a door. You could make it into what you want. And this is a fact, yeah?
Education is something which is extremely essential. Without education, you can't get anywhere. And that is indeed what we have been able to prove within this community. Around we started around 1978. And I'm sorry to say this, but people felt that, I hope you don't mind, okay, people felt that being black, you are intellectually lazy. I got in touch with Councillor Moody, who was there in the council, that people in this area are getting very frustrated. And mainly, some of the black people here were being expelled from school And we really do not know why they're being expelled from school. And a lot of frustration among the black people. So you then have this sense of hopelessness and helplessness.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can, and that in fact provoked the riot. I spoke to Councillor Modi. He asked me, what do we think we could do? So, and I said, computing and electronics, because that is the time that all these things were coming up. To my surprise, he gave £11,000, which we used to get a place along a hit lane. It's not sufficient enough to get things like computers in this thing. So I went back to the university. I borrowed the reject ones. Those are not a surplus to requirement. And that's how we started. All we wanted to do at that time was to register our presence, because people never thought, in fact, it could be done. And believe me, 75% of those that had no hope at all, and this is where got their city and guilds.
What was the reason why it was so successful? What is your opinion on that?
Well, so successful is simply because people have the ability.
A black person was telling the black people, you can do it.
Yeah.
It was a black-led project.
Yeah.
And black people who knew that it can be done.